Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anon and I write games for fun. So what are we doing tonight? Well, tonight we are going to be working on a DUWANG stream. Yes, we are going to DUWANG, everybody. For those who don't know, DUWANG was a blind idiot translation of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4. Similar to that, we are going to attempt a blind idiot translation of a game called the Human Spirit Resonance RPG Kizinite. Yes, is it going to be Yoshikage Kira every DUWANG stream? Yes, it is going to be Yoshikage Kira every DUWANG stream. Might have different co-hosts every now and again, but yeah, generally speaking, because the thing is, there isn't actually many much to. How do I want to word this? ASMR. I try to open a little fucking coffee. Come on, God damn it! No, why don't? Come on, I believe. Give me my drinkies. Yeah, because you don't understand. I'm literally Yoshikage Kira. You don't understand. Ah, beautiful. But yes, this is an RPG I found on accident, effectively. When is the end of Yikvengelion 2.0? It will be this Saturday. At a indeterminate time. Most likely it will be in the afternoon, my time. So maybe about like 4, maybe 5 in the afternoon. Evening, I need the cat. I don't really know what time it is. I might do it what I usually do, my usual times on Saturdays. I might do it earlier. I don't really know. The original plan wasn't to actually do the original plan was to do it tonight. However, the Ryutama video, if I go over here. Hello, me. The Ryutama video has been uploaded. Come on, I believe you so much. Like, it's right here. I just need to get everything finalized on it. This took a lot longer than I actually had planned. And most likely this weekend, probably this Sunday, I will be actually uploading all of the Yik streams over the course of the next week. Probably something like Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday. That's the most likely goal. Tomorrow up. Yeah, so it'll be up tomorrow. At the usual time of noon EST. So, for those who don't know what this is effectively a complete blind idiot translation of this game. I do not speak Japanese. I do not claim to speak Japanese. I do, however, know how to use Yandex and DeepL Translate, so we're using that. However, first things first is I need to find where we need to go again. I believe this is the right one. Yes, rule part. We go over here. As you can kind of see, I've already done quite a bit. We can make characters in this game. That's the big idea. We can make characters. Can we make anything else? No. Yep, rule part. Yeah, there we go. Okay, rule part. Most everything, I believe this is pre-play. You know, this is all the pre-play information right here. I don't need any of that. Daily part. Okay, we're down at the daily part. Daily part 1, I believe, is this the correct one? Ordinary part. If we go here, this is daily part. Everyday part, yeah. So we are technically right here. We need to get all this done. This is the plan right here. This may not seem like a lot. However, this is a lot of just doing this. Because this is really what it's going to boil down to, is me going into it and remajiggering it to make sure that it works. To make my life super simple, we don't need you here anymore because we're on the right page. I'm going to keep the main page open. Put DPAL right there. Because a vast majority of the time, what I actually just need to do is just do this and then go to one of these, and usually gives me a good idea of what they are. This one says introduction, so we're going to type in introduction, which we're then going to mark that it is a deep L translation. I believe daily part was Yandex that I used. You guys see Yandex? That's really what all this boils down to, is double check what it is and then put it into where it needs to go. It has gotten smarter, I've realized. Deep Souls is actually interpreting it as Twin Souls this time around. Because a majority of this is going to be things like this. Because this is a web RPG. This is a game specifically as a game specifically on a website. This game will be the Rosetta Stone that allows people to understand Japanese. Yeah, no. Though our knowledge of RPGs will finally be able to make contact with the lands of the East. Well, the thing is, like, games like this kind of reinforce a very distinct part in my mind, that there are games out there from Japan, from other parts of the world, that are just not present. I'm gonna be honest with you. Some games are just impossible to find, let alone play, simply because they are just these little RPGs done by indie studios or non-existent people who post it online. I called this originally the weeb factor in certain circles, and people got really mad at me about that. Is that Madoka Magica? It's Maguka. Yes, it is a Maguka. I call this the weeb factor because there comes a point, like, the JRPGs we actually receive tend to be of a certain variety. I hate to break it to everybody involved, and someone got really mad at me about this, I remember that. But I didn't like them very much. But, like, one of the factors is, in, like, a lot of JRPGs that we see, things like Ryutama, for example, Golden Sky Stories, Tenra Bancho Zero, a lot of those games have a certain appeal of how Japanese they are, or how weird they are, or how different they are. Most likely, no one would ever translate this game. Nobody ever even... I've never heard of his other game, which is a similar one. This person's other game being... If we go up here, I'm going to completely destroy my flow here. I believe it's called, let me find him on Twitter real fast. And BRB, have to find the man on the magic Twitter machine. Follow me on Twitter, everybody, by the way. Yeah, right here. This is the main guy who actually does this particular game, and this is the Harvest RPG. This is an entirely different game. I have never heard about it before. Nobody has ever commented on it before, even among, like, some of the JRPG circles, simply because it's just not on anybody's radar. And that's why I think I'm, like, fascinated in games such as, like, Heroin Crisis, which, by the way, not Heroin Crisis, Heroin Crisis. By the way, I actually need to get on this really fast. I need to get on this game very quickly. Because I believe they would just had to actually fix it, because I believe the site is actually, and yeah, as you can kind of tell, it's kind of hard to tell on this particular page, but the wiki is going to be dead soon. The wiki is not going to be around much longer. They might have done some, like, minor fixes to it, but, like, Heroin Crisis is not going to last too much longer. Like, you have things like this that's, like, around a little bit longer, but there's going to be a time, and this is something that I've come to the realization of. You can see custom rules here. Yeah. There's come a point where I know fundamentally that things like Heroin Crisis are going to disappear and just never find their way back. You need to keep your promises, Notepad. It's going to be on the list. It's on the list, and it's going to be on the list from now on. We have succeeded. You guys still got to vote on it. Remember that. Yeah, I know it's like, oh, just save it on things like Archivist. I know, but it's like one of those things like, how many other games, this is my thing, is how many other games have, how many other games have met an untimely end? Let's just say that. And I have a strange feeling there have been a lot more games than I think people would like to admit. I think there's a lot of games out there that have just met an untimely end, not because of, nobody wanted to play them necessarily, but more along the lines of people just didn't realize they existed and are gone, especially Japanese games. That's a pretty egregious part of it as well. Did I do this correctly? Please tell me. Okay, yeah, no, we're good. Yes, okay. Simply because a lot of Japanese RPGs a lot of them don't actually end up. How do I want to word this? Yeah. For detailed explanation of how the exploration part, how to proceed, click here. Nope. Let's see. Like one of the, trying to do like a bunch of different things all at once. One of the big things with Japanese RPGs, I don't think a lot of people quite realize sometimes, is that majority of them are not actually put in the PDFs. A lot of them are sold at like Doujin, things like Comic Cat, which are weird, and those usually don't exist for very long. Fun fact, they do not last, and they're very limited run, and some people, it kind of just, it dies, and it's sad. Like about PCs who are Twin Souls and the Chain Messenger. And the Chain Messenger. Oh, that sounds like an incorrect wording. However, we're going to just simply call it the Chain Messenger. Channeling Ross Scott levels of game preservationism. Yeah, to a degree. Because I've always believed that there are probably games out there that we'll never see, we'll never hear about, if only because it's in some random guy's fucking notebook that he plays only with his friends on the weekends and doesn't tell anyone else about it. Like, I would be making a wild guess. There's probably a lot of games like that. Hell, even running things like the amateur homebrew thread and things like that. You see a lot of games that are like, here's this giant awesome thing, and then it's like, just no, they're just gone. Chain Messenger Clippy. Yes, one of the weird things about this particular game, kind of getting back to the human spirit resonance concept, is there's like a movement system for combat. Like that's like one of the big ideas. Hello, phone. Like one of the big ideas is actually movement in combat. Not like moving around, but like that is literally how combat is done. You move. You move people to where they need to be. So that's why that was one of the big things that actually kind of oh Jesus. Where are you? This conclusion story sequel to the story. Content's ending part may vary from with some scenarios of single scene with twin souls and the others having separate scene for each PC. Correct the scene, end of play act, and then the after play act. There we go. I've also noticed this website is laid out terribly. Like this website is ass, and I don't know if this is just really common for Japanese RPGs or what, but it's awful. I hate this website. So that's that, and this would be, what is this? This is the afterplay. Well, now this is the afterplay section. Because this is the afterplay section, we have to make sure that it's the right. Yes, this is pre-play. This is main play. And then we mark that as 3. So we do this, we go all the way down. Because how this is going to work is that I'm going to translate all of this, and then after I'm done translating everything, is I am going to pretty much end up having to put it in its own little document, just where I correct everything and make things actually functional and playable. Which I'm gonna the thing is, like, I'm gonna like mark down, like, the reason I'm doing this particular one is just so I could just copy paste everything over really easy. Also, what I can do is clearly cite, like, this is what I meant by this, like, this is what, you know, occurred when I typed this in. Please understand this is what I'm meaning here, or hey, this is what this section is. Just because I see enough people do quote localization end quote. So I have tried to take it upon myself to at least explain why things are the way they are. Which I hate localizers, really do. Grow the Kizinite after the session is over. Though the story may end, new Yujutsu participated. Acquire one new Yujutsu of their choice. One class or their partners have a number of resonance litigation techniques cannot be. Yeah. This is one of the weird things where technically how the English translation works, it does not quite understand what the fuck these are. The resonance ligation techniques. I believe it's supposed to be binding techniques. I believe that's what's supposed to be like the big idea, is the binding. Yeah, he is Ross's game dungeon. That was it. Will there be a Tansoft? I need to watch more Game Dungeon. He posted another one. Well, the big thing with, like, I noticed with a lot of localization, and now mind you, I'm not a localizer. I get it, it's hard, but my thing with localization is that you should try to at least get it to as close as physically possible to the original source material. And even if some things are a little bit wonky, again, my big thing is there should be exactly 3 things which should get localized. 3. The first one is there is some, like, clear, like, impossibility of, you know, translation of it that makes 0 fucking sense for anyone except, like, a very small subset of people. And those really weird subset of people are, like, you're making a reference to, like, an Okinawa shrine holiday that happens every other 3 years. Then it's okay to localize something that's like, okay, they're doing a word play. Which, yeah, that kind of brings me to my second one, which is, like, when it's, like, really weird wordplay, which works in Asiatic languages. Because Asian languages, for those who don't know, actually have a very long history of wordplay. And if you notice this with a lot of anime, you especially see, like, animes do it. Well, they'll do games where they have to, like, pretty much say something very similar to each other. It doesn't make a lot of sense when they translate it raw, because they're saying random words at each other effectively. But in the language, they sound similar. It's playing with homophones, which it's a very interesting little just part that makes a lot of sense for them, but not a lot of sense for us. If you want to put in, like, even like a note, like a TL note and things like that, or like they're kind of doing, like, they're saying things that are similar to what it is, like it's a word game. But even then, it should be, like, clearly stated, like, this is a word game they're playing. It means literally nothing. If it's a fun little, like, side word game, do the same thing, like, yeah, they're doing a similar, like, homophone word game. Yeah, I understand that. Like, that's be, like, another reason. I think the third and final, like, the third and final reason, which is, like, a big one, is legality reasons. I do not blame the guys in China who have to localize it for China. I don't blame them for anything. Because if they don't localize it for China, they get put into a sadness bin. Yeah, it's things like that, and like sometimes in like Australia, they sometimes have to like change things. Like Peppa Pig, for example, Peppa Pig actually had to get localized for Australia simply because Peppa has a friend who's a spider. And you want to know what you don't want to tell kids in fucking Australia? To have fun with the spiders. No, spiders are dangerous. You're going to die if you try to pet one. It's things like that, or it's like, hey, we've clearly had to state that this character is 16 years old. However, they're doing all these horrible things. We cannot legally say she is 16 years old. We have to legally say she is older. Things like that, I get. That's not really your fault. It's not like, oh, well, the author's wrong or the localizer wrong. It's the literal law of the land says this must be localized. If it's that case, I'm not going to blame you for it. I'm not going to be like, you're doing it wrong. Yeah, and like, you're not doing it, like, incorrectly. Like, I can't blame you for any of that. It's the people who, like, the Fire Emblem ones are another weird, like, some of the more recent Fire Emblem localizations have been really bad because they try to add their own humor to things. It's like, no. Any personalization you add to it either A, has to be ran through the original person, like, has to be like, we're like, hey, we are adding X, Y, and Z reference to your work. Do you approve of such? And if they say yes, then it's fine. If they say no, then you don't. Or it's like, or people who are like trying to like deliberately change the nature of a work. I find that kind of weird. They did that like recently. There was a big one. It was a cross-dressing manga. And, it was a cross-dressing manga. I remember this because someone was talking about it. And the localization team, like, the localizers they had, like, deliberately went out of their way to, like, portray one character as trans. That was not the author's original intent. And when someone brought it up, they actually had to change the entire localization. Yeah, I think it was you. A few other people mentioned it before. Like, that happened once, and I think that was, like, one of the big reasons, recently, that was, like, one of the big reasons why Bridget from Guilty Gear Strive, why Bridget had some weird notes about it, because it was like, oh, Bridget is trans now. Even though it was, like, on the JP side, they explicitly say Bridget's a man. And throughout all of Guilty Gear's history, Bridget has been a man. But then suddenly, oh, they're a woman, and everyone kind of got weirded out by that. That's still anarchy. I don't have like a confirmation on either side of what that is. Sorry everyone, Bridget's a dude. Like, that's one thing with like Japan is odd, because in Japan, cross-dress jokes are very common. Like, that is a very common, like, funny haha moment, is a guy had to dress up as a girl, everybody clap. Or, hey, this was a thing, everybody like make a funny. Like, one of the big reasons like Astolfo became as popular as he is simply because Astolfo is a man, but he dresses as a woman, but he constantly references that he's a man and always makes notes of it. That's the joke with him. That's fucking hysterical to the Japanese. Yeah, no, it's the entire Bridget debate is a messy one, and I'm like, I was passionate about it at first, but I'm like, you know what? Nope, we're not doing this. Nope. Like, I ain't getting stuck in this fucking smorgasbord. Yeah, it's the thing is, it's one specific line. That's the thing with Bridget, and depending on how you read the line and depending on like the JP translation is one way, but in the EN translation it's another. And it's literally if you lose to Kai in arcade mode. In the English version, Bridget says, "Oh, I'm a girl." However, in the JP version, it's more reference that like she's making fun of Gold Lewis, being like, "Haha, look at me, I'm a girl, Lamau. You came to my aid because you thought I was a cute girl, but haha, I'm not, I'm a dude." Like that's how it's supposed to be kind of made out to be. So people, it's weird when people mention it and people are like, "Well, they have the trans logo on her hat," being like, "No, I'm not seeing that. That's not really that. I think it's just a weird hat." But we're also like, "Oh well," there's a lot that if you're reading it that deeply, things have gone wrong. But it's messy. And messy things, as with most things in life, should not be touched. We post you. No, we have to do it on too. Reflections on the setting. Reflections on the setting. I have a strange feeling I'm going to have to cite like 2 of these to make sure. Let's check. Next, you ask the moderator play and look back at the context of the session. Look back at the session were fun and interesting at this time. Please make only positive impressions, such as things that were fun, things that were good, things that were interesting about the content you looked back on. If possible, I would say each participant, "It was fun here. A lot of hot days. Was a hot day. It is also," okay, let's try. "This was a hot development. Of course, the GM should also talk about what he or she enjoyed. Review session is over. Turns participants say, this concludes the session of it." I like how formal this game is sometimes. Like, it's a very formal game at some points, and it's like, "Oh, the GM turns to participants and says, this concludes the session of the Human Spirit Resonance RPG Kizinite. Thank you for your hard work," and then close the session. Like, very specifically, you have to do that. It's in the lore. It is in the rules that you must do this. I find that very funny. Fun thing about that Draco. Here's the thing that I've come to notice. And one thing that nobody likes it when I point out. The people who usually comment about this person is trans, this person is cross-dressing individuals, trans and things like that. There's 2 things. 1, if they ever are trans, they do not mention it. They never mention it. Because I've been reading a manga, actually, which is actually very good. I can't remember the name at the top of my fucking head because it has a stupidly long one. There's actually a trans woman. There's a trans woman in that. They explicitly state it, and they explicitly make it sure. And you know what? They are a fun character. They are a very interesting character. And they talk about it a little bit. However, this is the nasty thing nobody wants to talk about. The ones they usually want to talk about or make trans are usually the quote cute ones, are the attractive ones, are, how do I want to word this nicely? No one gives a shit about ugly people. No one gives a shit about people who are, maybe don't look correct. Those are the ones people die on hills about. So Joseph cross-dressing as a woman would actually not ever be noted. Because that's clearly Joseph Joestar cross-dressing as a woman and making fun of it. That's the joke. They would never mention it. It's one of those things people don't like that because the problem is it shows like clear bias is an issue. And this is always my thing. If you want a trans character, make a trans character. Don't change somebody else to trans. Don't try to like reinterpret works to be trans. Because that's disrespectful to trans people, being like, sorry, you're not good enough for this, so we need to change something into you. Which always feels weird to me, because I have trans friends. They're lovely people, love every single one of them. And it's like this feels weird to me. That's why the Bridget thing felt so odd to me. This is gonna get me canceled, by the way. This is why that Bridget thing felt so odd to me, because Bridget was objectively a guy and was a dude. And it's, you know, you get what I mean though, Draco. Like, the idea behind Bridget is, this is a man who has been forced to kind of become a woman his entire life, and that's why I said, like, if you told me, hey, Bridget has changed, Bridget in Strive is kind of like some super androgynous David Bowie looking nun with a fucking, you know, yo-yo shotgun or whatever, I'd be like, cool, I'm down for it, hell yeah. Even people like Testament worked. I don't think anyone really cared, because Testament was always kind of this weird, very androgynous individual. That's cool. That's awesome. Go for it. I'm down for it. They didn't do that though. They like deliberately, like, that's why it's really weird to me. It's really odd. Yeah, it's a little bit of mental gymnastics on everybody's part. And that concludes this section of the stream. I will see you all in hell as I get canceled by the internet 5 times over. I try not to be like the bearer of the red pill, however, I've seen enough shit, I've seen enough things. I have been in the muck long enough to know it's the people are people. People are unfortunately people. And let's see, so we reflected on the session. That means we are done with this particular section. So we go here, we double check, we gotta select all of this, then we double check everything. Session flow. Believe we already looked at session flow. This means that we have to use the use of ligatures. Okie dokie, boys, let's. All right, everybody, let's say it together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's fucking go. I'm ready. I'm ready to pog out. Where's the baby when I need him? The baby will deliver me from. Oh my god, there's so many fucking brackets. I believe this would be having to be heading 2. Yes, this would be having to be heading 2. Because the big thing here is that this is the use of ligatures, which I know is not the correct term, by the way. I fundamentally know. The use of thread tying techniques, which is the use of knotting. You understand my pain. There's a throwaway line XX. Ugh. Just call it binding or something. We've been, yeah, binding. I believe binding is the correct term. I believe binding is the correct term. However, it is far funnier to say use of knotting. And I've used the term knotting throughout this entire thing, and it's not incorrect, however. That's one of those things that'll get fixed up in the, you could call it the full version, quote unquote. Yeah, this is, I will explain about the soul point. I will express the connection between living person, dead person by Kizinite thread. It was about use of tying techniques. Yeah, this is... You were meant to be the Bridge of the Orient. One way to figure it out. Yeah, there was one. If you want true fucking agony with that, with the, like having to separate the words and stuff, these were the various abilities. The thing is, these do not translate over, by the way. They do not translate. So I had to start like breaking them down, hence why some of these are like Unbound Second Soul Binding Seal, Flowering Heavy Ring. What is like the Bosom of Authenticity? That was had to be one. Visceral Presentation. What was the really weird one that I saw? Maneuver Kickstorm. That was it. Like there were a couple of them that were like, oh. The Belt and Road Initiative. Honestly, that sounds pretentious enough. It's called the Belt and Road. Oh god, I hate it, but I love it. I need this one. So okay, let's do this correctly. We need to do that. We need to set this as heading 3. Because this is the main thing. This is what I believe to be the thing. The soul score table. Okay, what's this one called? The soul point table. I guess going with soul point table is the correct way of saying it. What I've noticed over time is that Yandex is like more accurate. I'll say that. Yandex is more accurate. However, it doesn't deal well with the brackets. I don't know why it doesn't deal well with the brackets sometimes. Like sometimes it just doesn't. Say the connection between the living and yeah, as you can kind of see, like one of the issues, like Deep L, I feel gets like the brackets more correct. However, they sometimes remove the brackets, which makes things a little bit more complicated. And it's like, okay, let's try to find each one of them. Chart that shows the state of connection between the living and the dead, as well as distance between this shore and the other shore. At Kizinite, we will use soul point chart to express the positional relation of the soul as seen from the shore and the other shore. From here, we'll explain how to use the Tokuzushi. Tokuzushi. What the fuck is that? Has to be soul point table. That's just the soul point table. Don't call it something else. It's just the soul point. Yeah, this is what I mean. Like sometimes it does well. Other times it has a stroke and like just does not like whatever the fuck I was putting down. So this wouldn't be the Tokuzushi chart or whatever. This is the soul point chart. I believe soul point would be like the best one. There's probably a better term I could use for it. Jesus Christ almighty. Okay, now this is where things start getting a little bit wiggity wonk, and we're gonna have to do this tonight. So what I have to do is I have to take a snipping tool. I'm going to save it into a folder on my desktop real fast. I'm going to call this Kizinite, and we're going to call this 1. Next, we have to go to Yandex, not Yandex. We have to go to Yandex Image Translate, which this is the OCR. OCRing is a little bit odd, but it usually works pretty well. We have to upload this, then we have to do the translation. You're gonna find the translation. Come on, baby. Come on, tell me what these are. Come on. You're not gonna tell me what these are you? Nope, you're gonna fight me. Okay, new plan. New plan. We go here, we open this up, we go here, we find just this little section. I'm assuming this is like, I wonder if we just do this. Actually, no, we should give a little bit more room just so in case it doesn't understand what we're going for. And then we're going to save this as, I have no idea what's actually popping up even on my Kizinite. We'll try 2. Okay, so come on, baby. You aren't working. You are not working for me. I want you to work. Actually, I wonder if Arabic? Why? No. There we go. Japanese to English. There we go. The fell. What? What? 1. So we know this is the soul point table. We know that's the word there. What does this mean? It says the fell. When in doubt, we reach out to our friends. As I open up every single fucking... Inside the without the brackets. What browser are you using? I'm using Google. I'm using Google Chrome because I'm me. Brackets and Klingon letters are pronouns if they're capitalized. Brackets is just how to pronounce the word. Like, brackets are interesting. And as I open up another table in here, because usually what happens in like Japanese RPGs, I've read enough of them to kind of understand that. Usually when something is bracketed, that means like they're clearly stating something. So it's like, you know, strength plus int, for example. It's clearly stating that you should roll that it's this versus this. It's like the best way to think about it, when they put brackets, what they're doing is this. Like, brackets are their quotation marks. That's the best way to kind of think about it. Like saying it is Kiku's keys and half these sounds like fetish terms. You sound test. Yami-chan. And we're sensei. Sensei, I don't know what you're talking. Completely unrelated to Snapple. Element fires, very base soft drink. Die roll fell as in cast die. Remember, the Koro is not really dice and like yeah, no, I hope you know that like that's the case. I just want to double check because like the big thing, this is the big thing, and this is why I'm a little bit paranoid about it. Let's see, where's Cole's online. Magic Moon Rune Man. Help. There we go. Magic Moon Rune Man. Because if I'm correct, what's going to happen is that we're going to look on this one. Because these are 2 different words right here. I know that much. These are 2 different words. And it says... And, you know, it's clearly saying this shore and the other shore. I don't know if that's like... Actually, I wonder, this shore... Is that the same? Yeah, that's the same thing. Okay, investigation time. Yeah, so these look like, because this is the same symbol. Like, this is clearly the same kanji. This one looks like this. This looks vaguely like that. It's hard because of the font they used on the thing, unless this has like a very specific term. Because I believe this is that has to be shore then. So this means, so this in here is this shore here. You understand why this is like weirdly complicated in some aspects. Romanji Desu. Romanji Desu can sometimes be decent. It's telling me this shore. Okay, so this shore, it's going to be that shore, isn't it? No, okay. We want to go. So this one, if I'm correct, would be Equinautical Sweet. What? Huh? Hegan. No, you can't just say it's. Okay. We do that. That means what does Kishi mean? Tell me what Kishi means then. Sure. Okay. So I guess like the top one. So if I'm thinking correctly, this means the other shore. This means here, like this shore. Like this is the world, Zawurodo, like where we live. This is the ghost realm. So the higher you go, the closer you are to the real world versus the other world. Yeah, give me 1 second. Here, I'll just fucking link it. I'll link it here. I have like 4 windows open, by the way. Yeah, this is the website. This is the actual like game site. She's method or style. Yeah, but here's the thing. This means, yeah, so this has to be, this has to be Underworld. So the top one is Overworld, and the other one would be Underworld. So what it would be if I'm doing this correctly, because I said I was actually translate the tables as well. This is where things are going to get real nasty real fast, because I have to translate the tables too. Which, where did my 200%? I want to go to 100%. So, okay, we're going to go to paint.net. Thank God for Paint, everybody. And if I'm doing this correctly, we need to call this shore. I'm going to call it literally this shore versus this shore, which I'm going to be using. No, not too big, too big. 12. Can we go up to 14? Let's see. I want to use courier. Nope. Why are you using courier? Because I can. So this shore. Then we can do the other shore. Then other shore, which I'm going to do that. I think I know what it means. I think it is. So this would have to be, so up top would be Overworld versus Underworld. So that's kind of the idea. That's the concept behind it. So we do our DUWANG tier we do our DUWANG translation. Then we put in the original Japanese. Like this. And then what we have to do is go all the way down here. We have to put in a note here, table 1 by 1. We open this up. This gets a little. After a bit of digging and staring at translators. This shore refers to, quote, our world, i.e. to our world, while other shore is more akin to the underworld / deathland / death. I use the raw translation as I felt it was closer in intent than the closer in intent. Cool. We do this, and then we do side note. Shores. We put this in real fast, which I have to then move that correctly. I need to go all the way down to, where are you, my beloved? Courier Prime, I believe I selected it as. Yeah, Courier Prime. There we go. Okay, now things get a lot worse. It's time for things to get worse. What are we going to do tonight? Well, tonight we are staring blindly at a game, trying to translate into Japanese, even though I don't speak Japanese. Welcome to DUWANG. What a beautiful DUWANG. Okay, so let's see. Let's see if any of, after opening like a dozen fucking table, you know, okay, yeah, everything. We are, as they say in the hood, Gucci. Okay, we posted this here. What we need to do is we need to do this entire thing. This is where things start getting real nasty really fast, because we have these, which, if I'm correct, this can be very simple. I'm correct. If I am wrong, however, things are going to get much less simple. I do not give myself high hopes. I hate to break it to everybody here, but this is where like things start getting into technical terms, and technical terms are how to read the soul point table. Cool. How to read the soul point table. We're going to use deep L for this. Yeah, soul point chart is comprised of 17 squares, 17 vertical by 1 horizontal. What? Okay, I'm having a stroke. Okay, so it's composed of 17 squares, 17 vertical by 1 horizontal. Each of these squares has a number from 0 to 14. A square for this shore, 0. Another shore above 14. Squares are a number from 0 to 14. I guess that would be correct. It's a weird way of wording it. Like, this is one of those things where it's like, that's a really weird way of wording it. It's correct. However, it sounds stupid. These numbers, the closer they are to this shore, the higher they are, the closer to the other shore. Okay, I was right. Kizinite session, the frames representing the characters of the living and the dead. We have to select this and put them in notes. Are placed in these squares to represent the current state of the character's soul. Maybe placed in a single square. However, the PCs of the living cannot move into a square above a square occupied. Wait. Okay. Let's see. Note, more than one character. However, the PC of the living cannot move into a square above the square occupied by the PC of the dead. The PC of the dead cannot move into a square below the occupied by the PC of the living. If such move occurs, it is aborted and never happened. Okay, alright, easy enough to understand, So, I was correct though. We do this, soul point chart, like, again, it's one of those things where it's very hard of like, Am I doing something wrong? Is this translated wrong, or am I just reading something jank? No. Because it says like above or below, so I mean that's giving me like the impression like if I'm a living PC and I'm in 9, the dead can't enter 8. but they can't be in the same. Thus, they can't be in the same square either. Like the living and the dead cannot actually occupy the same square, but they cannot. They cannot also, put it in the same one. Is this Necronic? This is basically Necronicus combat, but bigger. From what I've been gathering, abso-fucking-lutely not. Outside of looks, outside of having a chart, it is nothing like it. Absolutely nothing. It's because, like, the big thing that I've been noticing, and this is the big thing when it comes to, like, the abilities, is you have the binding spaces. And I think one of the ideas is you don't have HP or anything, you don't have, like, damage or anything. I think what the idea is, you have to sever the binds of people. So let's say there's a ghost on their side, ghost on my side. I need to shove their ghost to the other side or them to this side. I need to sever the binds while we're trying to do the same thing. So it's a constant push and pull of trying to move closer to the center or trying to move further toward one, or trying to move them away. Like, all it is just moving. It's not like I'm going to do 5 damage to you because guess what? You're a fucking ghost. It's like, okay, I'm in 8, you're in, it's like, I'm in 8, you're in 6. I want to try to move, I might want to move back a little bit so you can move up, because you can never really be within the same area very closely. So, and I think if I'm reading the abilities correctly, I think you have to be within a certain distance to use some of them. So it's like, okay, we want to be, we're close to one another. If we're really far away, we can't use our abilities, but if we're really close, we can start using those abilities. So we're always trying to move closer to one another, start popping off abilities. But if we're close to one another, one of us is going to be closer to the bad place where we don't want to be, while the other is going to be further away. So it's like, oh, well, you're not going to die anytime soon because we're in, I'm in 11 and you're in 9, but I'm close to getting knocked out, so we may want to move. But if you're there, I can't move it. So it's kind of this back and forth. That's one of the things that drew me to this game, honestly, because I was like, this is an interesting thing I haven't seen before. And that's why I wanted to take a look at it. Okay, this is where... Okay, so... take this. Actually, you don't need this. Can we do... If I save the image directly to the Kizinite folder. Kizinite folder. We're not going to call it the Kaba flower. We're going to call it the soul point chart. Then we're going to do exit out. Open the soul point chart. All right, moment of truth, everybody. Okay. Oh God, it got mangled. Oh wow. Okay, that got mangled a little bit. So, wait a second. So, this is the living and this is the dead. So if the living just dies, but wait, what? Nani the pizza? Nani the pizza? What? But that means it's incorrect. That can't be right. So, I mean... What's it? Why does it just garble it then? Fuck. Is it not under... Wait, why are you translating from no, Japanese? Okay, there we go, baby. It was trying to translate in from fucking Chinese for some reason. Awesome. From the top order of equinox, the number 14 to 0, stop shore, it consists. What the hell? So, in the Human Speed Resonance RPG Kizinite, the table is a standard that points to so-called judgment value, the cost of the technique, HP. An indicator that indicates the position of the soul based on the world, stop shore, and the other world, Egan. So you can't put a trout below the living, but you can put it in the trout on the equinox. PC, do not enter the trout above the dead and enter the buddy. PC, shot with the dead ends and lose. What? What? I'm like, if I'm looking at this correctly, the dead goes on top, the living goes on the bottom. If the living hits 0, you fucking die. But if you hit maximum with the dead, you lose connection with the living. What? Question notepad. How would you do something like this or in a Chronicles combat in a more battlefield format? Like a game where every fight takes place in an arena style map thing. Instead of pushing it to one side or the other, you move around it, but also kind of use it as an abstraction. It's abstraction maps, abstraction maps can be a little bit interesting. I have done something similar with Cruelty Squad. Actually, I used the Kabbalah map, the Kabbalah flower. One of the big ideas with that, what you need to do is, I don't want to word, clearly state where every part is, and make sure people understand what it is. Like if you have like a 3x3 grid, for example, and like you can move around the different grid areas, then yeah, that could work. It's the big idea is you have to over-explain the map in that way, and you need to kind of clearly understand what it is. Like it's one of those things, like it's hard to be like, can you do it? Yes. How? There's a million ways to do such. Here's what I can do. I have the Kaba flower up and running. Oh, that's not good. Play? No, it's not going to display. Cool, fuck it. But yeah, no, it's like you can do stuff like this. How do I want it? You need to write it out what you want to do with it first. That's like the step 1, know what you want to do with it. Step 2, do it. That's kind of all I can really cite. I don't get this. This seems wrong, and I can't put my finger on why it's wrong. From the top in order of equinox, the number 4, stop shore. Enter the trout above the dead and enter the trout of Hishiki. PC, the shot with the dead ends and loses power. So is this other shore? And did I get it mixed up? I might have gotten this mixed up. Okay. What we're gonna do is not think about it. Yep, that's the plan. That's the plan, kids. We're not going to think about it. We're going to, as they say, completely ignore our problems. Maybe this will explain. Maybe this next section will actually explain it a little bit better. Nope, it's not. It's not. Separation of bonds threads. No, this is not helping in the slightest, actually. Oh no. I have made a mistake. Yes, cutting of actually no, this might be cutting of bonding threads. Because this has like a weird motif with like pulled apart and Kizinite yarn is shredded. If the bond thread is severed, the twin souls will become powerless and be controlled by the opposing enemy. The state in which bond thread is severed during battle is called the severed state. This character of the living will be in a state of detachment when enter the square within this shore. The state. No, I am correct. You know, the character of the dead enters a state of detached when he enters the square of Shigen. If the living and the dead or the character become detached during the battle, the PCs lose the battle. Disconnected during the scenario, they may use Kekon once. Disconnected state disappear. Click here. So I am correct. It is correct. I'm not literally going insane. Because what's going to happen here is that this, what this states, what this means, if we go to prove that I'm not going insane, this is going to be my like jank ass translation of it. So this is the dead PC. So we need to do career new. We need to bring this up. The dead PC. The dead PC. The dead PC, and this is the living PC. Living PC. This is not like accurate at all, but I need to write this out because this is how it's going to work. Is if we do this translation correct. I'm assuming equilibrium. Equilibrium sounds more correct. Because if we do this correctly, well, I don't know why I'm a fool. Put not the Kaba flower. Yeah, hi, welcome to the Kaba flower, everybody. This is the Kaba flower. We don't talk about the Kaba flower. Soul point chart, Japanese to English. Keeps wanting to correct the Chinese, even though it is not Chinese. We are Japanese. So equinox. I lost my power because I lost my understanding of the living. So this means is lose power. Lose power if if actually become detached when reaching this shore. When reaching this shore, otherwise known as space beyond 14. Become detached when reaching other shore. Space below 0. I believe this is the case. Like, if you get shoved off, like you're off the map, you become detached, otherwise known as you die. It's Jover. Let's see. The order is referred to as equinox. Equinox. The numbers of 14 to 0. as well as the this shore, this shore, and other shore for a total of 17 spaces. There we go. And just ignore this. This is just nonsense. All of that is nonsense. We do not talk about the nonsense. We are non-nonsense people here. So what we need to do is we do this. We paste this. This is my jank translation. Then we find the original. We paste this under it for people to understand. This is janky as fuck. Because if I were to be correct, what this is supposed to be, this is something you could like right click and paste and just hand to somebody. Like, hey, how does this game work? This. Oh fuck, I see dots. I see dots. Okay. How much you got translated till now? We made good progress on we've made good progress on like the gameplay front. Yeah, it's dot alert time. The thing is that could mean a few different things. So let's just deep L, my beloved. Singular point. Singularity. Okay, singularities. We've talked about singularities before. Because singularities are like, if we go back up here a bit. Where did you go? Yeah, like here, singularity list. Squares 0 to 14 of the soul point table may change squares of special effects. Because you may get like reliance fields. Where it's like, okay, any movement, you move up one square as you were living. If you're dead. Okay. So I'm assuming this is what singularities mean. How singularities interact with things. Oh, special effects, effects of nodding and binding. Why is that two separate terms? Boys, it's Jover. The mass is called a singularity. Singularity scenario may tie this by entering PC the grid. Let's see. Effective unless some base erase. However, some singularity cells are erased once the effect is exerted. Some cells are erased when. See here. In addition, singularity only changes one square per square. When a cell that has already become a singularity changes to another singularity, the original singularity is erased, overwritten. 4 squares are singularity blank blank. Then 4 squares are changed to singularity blank blank by the effect of nodding. The effect of singularity blank blank is erased, and squares with the effect of singularity blank blank become squares with the effect of singularity blank blank. Okay, that makes sense, I think. So what that's telling me is there can only be one singularity. There can only be one singularity on any point of the table. So if there's a singularity already present, if you use another singularity thing there, it gets overwritten. And it's whatever is the newest one. There's no priority limit. So it's like, okay, I want to, use this ability here. You can overwrite it. Cool. All right. I'm making it. It's working, everybody. It's happening. We're doing it. Similar to Rand Paul, it's happening, everybody. No, not 5. We want to make you 4, heading 4. God, it's really hot, man. Preparation at the start of session. Let's double check this. Not preparation at the start of session. Preparing to start a session. Yeah, we'll do. Okay, there we go. Beginning of the session, the GM prepared a soul point table and placed the living in 3 squares and the dead in 11 square. Okay, so wait a second. So at the beginning of the session, soul point and places the PC in the 3 square and the dead PC in the 11 square. This is called the initial placement of the PCs. Okay, so that means you're going to use the living starts at 3 and you start at 11. Damn, you're pretty far away from one another. So, okay, and that's fine. I'm actually going to put... Always cite when you make a change, because that's the right thing to do. That's the right thing to do. Oh God, there's another one. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Lord, give me strength. Okay, so we gotta do this, we gotta do this, we gotta do you, then we do you, put you here. Thread connectivity judgment. Thread determination. Thread determination. That sounds slightly better. When PC uses the knotting technique, process whether or not the knotting technique can be activated according to appearance of the die. There's a dice. What? I guess there is a die. Do you have a preferred font, or you just stick to New Times Roman? If you were to like force me to type anything out, just like randomly, I usually stick to Arial. I'm a usual Arial man. If you were to, I know back in college we had to use Archivo for everything. I like Archivo. Don't get me wrong. However, the problem with Archivo is that like shifting it over to like any like nicer thing, like kind of like LibreOffice. No idea why. When you put Archivo into LibreOffice, it bolds the entire thing. I have no idea why. I double checked even my fonts. It just doesn't work. I think it's because Archivo has that kind of weird, it's not quite bold, but it's also not bold. It's kind of in that weird semi-bold state that it doesn't understand what you want to do, so it just goes 100% on it. Let's see. Do I have Archivo on here? I don't believe I have Archivo. Yeah, our school made like a big thing. I mean, like we have to switch to Archivo. Let's see, do I have Archivo? Yeah, okay. This is Archivo right here. For differences in context, because I like providing different examples for things. If we use Archivo compared to like Lato. I like Lato a lot as well. Lato's a fun font. Lato's nice and simple. We have Times New Roman in here. I'm like, not everyone is Times, and this is Times New Roman. Like it does. I like it Archivo. It's nice. I don't get to use it very often. Leto is probably my go-to font nowadays. I do not like Times New Roman though. Never have been a fan of Times New Roman. This particular game, however, is using Verdana because that is what the site is written in, or at least the closest thing that it comes to when it comes to Google fonts. So that's just what we're using, and I'm using Courier. I'm using Courier Prime anytime I'm making a note. Like this is the translator note. In case you're wondering, Notepad, why are you such a fucking horrific nerd when it comes to fucking fonts? Because I worked at a print center for like years. You have to learn your fonts when it comes to working at a print center. Because people are going to ask you about it. Resonance distance. Okay, this is a confirmation of whether or not I'm actually a gamer or I'm just a poser. Alright, everybody. Okay, resonance distance is this when they use ligature techniques, when they use knotting techniques. Let's see. Distance between squares of the PC must be less than or equal. Okay, it must be less than or equal than using the ligature technique. Okay. For example, distance between squares of the living and the dead must be less than 4 squares in order to use resonance distance 4. Therefore, if the living is square 5, use when not the dead is in square 10. Okay, so it's by literal distance. You count your square. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, you don't count your own square. So if you're in square 5, that means you're 5. It would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You do not count your own square. So it would go from 6, 7, 8, 9. That's how you would do it. It's within 4 squares. Because if it's in 10, it would be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. That's a weird note that we're going to have to remember. You don't understand. I'm naughty. Okay. I gotta find the right cat picture. Okay. You don't understand. I'm going to not. We are not a furry stream, everybody. I want to remind everybody of this real fast. We are not a furry stream. I do not support the furry people. Oh, Jesus. Okay. All right, everybody. Guess what time it is? It's time. It's time for save image as. I'm not even going to attempt that. Translate this. Okay, so it's going to think it's Chinese again, probably. No, not Chinese. We need to use this into Japanese. Shimming distance. In this case, nodding with a resonance distance can be selected 3. When resonance distance is 0, that is a PC in all same cell. But wait a second. Wait a second. You said you couldn't access. Okay, no. Wait, because I thought they would get mixed up. However, since it's the other way around, I am correct. So you can't go beyond You can't. The living spirit cannot go beyond the undead, and the dead cannot go beyond the living. Because I originally thought they were the other way around. So it's like you couldn't go up to them. It's the other way around. You can't go beyond them. Yeah, that makes sense. Because I'm like, how do you do resonance distance 0? Okay. Awesome. 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 This is considered to be, let's see. This is resonance. This is resonance distance 4. This is resonance distance 4. Actually, we do 22 and then we do 12. Do not count. Do not count occupied. Let's see. Do not count occupied square. So that's the idea. You do not count. You do not actually. Do not count self-occupied square. There we go. That's the really horrifying term we're going to use for that. Which brings me to 22. When in the same square, it is considered resonance distance 0. It is considered resonance distance 0. So it is considered when in the same. I know use of the powerful resonance binding technique. There we go. What we do here, we do this. We put you right there because this is our translation. Then we put the actual translation. Then we put the actual run slightly below it because this is just an explanation. I will most likely have to remake these by hand. Not too bad. Shimming a word. I'm shimming. Shimming is now a word. It's going into my DUWANG. You don't understand. So I think we should all have a DUWANG out there, just like random ass Japanese phrases we somehow have learned over the years. Let's see. We do this. Always remember you gotta set it down one less than what it is because that's just how it goes. Flowchart for determining whether a thread has been tied. What? Nani the pizza? Flow of thread determination. There we go. Yandex usually gets the idea better, but DeepL is more reliable, if that makes sense. It's performed by following procedure. Oh my god. Sometimes, though, it does not translate numbers. That's usually the big issue. It doesn't translate numbers. Yeah, so using determined threads, follow step 1 through 5 below. Yeah, so do we do each one individually or do we do each one of them? I'm saying we do them all at once. Nope, we're just gonna. No, I can't justify doing that. Actually, we gotta do DeepL/Yandex. We're using them together, therefore we cite them as coming together. Cooming. So these are actually headings, so we need to mark these as heading 5. So we do this, we mark this. DeepL, my beloved. Declaration of ligature technique use. Declaration of knotting technique. It's just the knotting technique. That's really all. The PL chooses available conjunctions. He or she will use it. Let's check Yandex. No, God, no, don't do that. We do this. Knotting that. Use declares the use. However, the ability is declared at this time. The resonance distance must be less than or equal. Okay. Hello, random people outside my window. How do you do? Would you like to tell me more about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ? I didn't think you would. Like you did the last time. Add space. Yeah, I don't know why. It's like if you add space and then immediately remove the space, it gets smaller. I don't know why. It just does. We used Yandex Deep L. So next we go to our next one. We go to 2. 2, which we do add space, remove space, Control C, Control V, select you. You're not the right heading. God fucking damn it. Holy shit. Why am I the way that I am? Dice roll. Because, yeah, there's dice rolls in this game. I forgot about that. It's been a while since we've talked about dice rolling. Okay, so let's see. Player determines the yarn. What? Who makes the yarn determine how there's. Where the fuck did yarn determination come? I can't say that. No, Draco. Bad. No, we can't say that. Yabe. Yeah, it's the yab. Maybe it has implies. I think it's supposed to be a spirit thread. I think that's the idea. Let's see. Sometimes my mom yells at me, do I have to say it in Japanese? And I answer something random in Japanese. She's always too deaf to notice. Gamer words, yeah. It sounds more like a roleplay than die rolling. A little bit. A little bit. I get where you're coming from. So but we have to determine. Then we have to hit 3. Then because in the die roll we roll this. Our determination, sum of the achieved, then add it together for the sum of the achieved value. Assumed to be the achievement value. Both of these are really bad, but I'm going to go with Deep L on this one because Deep L sounds a little bit better. It's just roll 2d fucking 6. That's what it's really asking you to do, is roll 2d6, pray. 2016. Okay, so then we go to part 3. Part 3. So I'm hoping this explains things in which I just have to stare at it, being like, okay, what's your secret, magic man? Technically, if I want to do this right, I gotta do this, and then we gotta go here. We gotta hit remove space, hit U, change you to heading 5, change. Control C. Control C. Paste you there. Paste you there. Confirmation of success. Oh, Jesus. Confirmation of success. The same number as if a square with the same number as the achievement value exists between the square where the living are and the square where the dead are, the conjugation is a success. This includes squares where the PCs are located. For example, if the living are in square 4 and the dead are in square 10, the tying technique will be successful. The achieved value is between 4 and 10. Termination of the thread is successful. If the threading decision is successful, effect 5 is processed. If not, the soul can be moved. So, oh, Jesus Christ almighty. What this is saying, if I'm reading this correctly, the tying technique will be successful if the achieved values between 4 and 10. So, if I'm doing this, when you're making a check to attempt to do a nodding technique, right? Yeah, so I'm trying to do a nodding technique, and then I'll be like, you're in 8 and I'm in 5. I need to roll a 5 to ace. So I roll and I rolled a 6. It would have been successful. Okay. All right. Cool. That's fine. Yeah, totally. I mean, yeah, duh. That makes sense. Yes. I'm not coping. You are. Let's see. Not the soul can be moved. Why is that a rule? Soul can be moved. I wonder. This is the moment of truth. Hello, Mr. This. Movement of souls. Okay, moment of truth, everyone. Movement of souls. We're entering the soul space. Threading decision is not successful. May perform a soul transfer. Welcome to the soul space. Soul movement means moving the position of a PC frame to the square where the threading technique will be successful. Or threading decision. For example, living are in square 3 and the dead are in square 4. The achievement value is 9. The PL of the dead can be moved to the dead. Das fuck? Soul movement means the position of the PC frame to square where the threading technique will be successful. Not be done even by a PL. Not be done even by... This can be done by a player who did not perform the threading decision. For example, living are in square 3 and the dead are in square 8 and the achievement value was 9. PL of the dead can be moved to the dead PC's frame to 9. Oh, okie dokie. I think I'm getting it. So I'm doing this. I still got 2 lines. I might be a little bit different. So if I'm getting this correctly, let's say I'm on 7. Let's say I'm on 4 and you're on 7, and I roll a, let's say a 9. I roll a 9, for example. I can perform a soul movement instead. If I perform a soul movement, instead of performing the nodding technique, I can move myself to a position where it would be successful. I don't know if it goes off though. So rolling, but either side can do it. That's what I'm getting at here, is that either side can technically do it. The soul movement is performed, the soul movement is a success, and the effect of 5 is processed. What? Your yarn determination will be successful and the processing of the effect will be performed. Okay, so wait a second. We paste this here. The bind, save, no, the nodding technique is a success, and the effect 5 is processed. The souls may not be moved. In that case, decision to bind the soul will fail, and the effect 5 will not be processed. Okay, so the idea being that if you are successful, like if you choose to move, like if you choose to like willingly move somebody, the concept being that the effect that you want to occur will still occur. The problem being that they're moving. If you can't move, there's something preventing you from moving. That means you just don't move. That is very odd, and I don't know if that's because of the translation or is it because of it's just a weirdly worded rule. I am correct. I am correct. Okay. So if I'm doing this correct, processing the effects, yeah, that's... And then let me guess, you just process the effect, which was you. The effect of the threading are declared and one activated and processed. Cool, yeah, nothing too extravagant with this phase. Okay. Because if I'm looking at this correctly, suddenly this sounds too much more chaotic, and Crunchy even knows because it would be impossible since you cannot move past your other half in the scale. However, that's the big thing though. So for example, again, let's say I'm on 5. Let's say I'm on 5, you're on 9. I need to roll between a 5 and a 9 for that success. I roll and it's like, okay, I roll a 10. Even if I, the living and making that check, you, the dead, can move. So let's say, for example, I roll a 4. Me, the living, I can move mine. You can never intersect. As the living, I can't move the other direction. And as the dead, you can't move, beyond me, and I can't move beyond you. However, you can move each other at different times. So even if it's not your turn, you have the option of moving yourself. However, because of how this works, is that you are not actually moving yourself closer. You must always move yourself farther away from one another. Because remember, if I'm on space 4 and you're on space 7, a 4 through 7 is going to succeed. But if I roll a 9, only you have to move 2 spaces back. We're getting farther apart from each other, making some of those resonance bindings more difficult. I wonder, does that cancel the resonance binding, though, if you're out of range? I guess it would. I guess it would cancel it out, because then that wouldn't work anymore. And like... 5 to 9... because you have the possibility of hitting 0 and 13 and 14. The 13 and 14, you need to be knocked out, because even if you roll maximum, you aren't. You have to be physically moved out. But if you hit 12, 13, and 14, as long as you roll higher, you're fine. But if you don't do it at 0, that means, like, as the living, you have a lot less room to maneuver. But with the dead, you have a lot more room to maneuver. That's very fascinating, actually. That adds, like, a weird new dimension to how things are being processed. If I'm reading this correctly. Because if I'm reading this correctly... it means that there's quite a bit of different nuance. I guess you would just call it nuance. Quite a tie determination. No, Japanese. Deme 3. In case you have 5 to 9 points, you succeed. Activates like not a technique before judgment. Player 2. You turn a failure judgment into a success. Soul movement, not going to be judgment before soul movement. Far from resonance distance. Even if it is far from resonance distance, it will activate as a normal success. This is a fucking important... this is a horrifically important rule right here. Oh god. We need to put this in here real fast. Like, that is a horrifically vital rule. So, to succeed at the resin. So we need to do this. Both in the graph. Let's see. Both in the graph are players right, and if they need to achieve a balance. They need to get as close enough to each other as possible, because if they're on this same tile effectively, they're on the same space, they can activate their super kill move. However, that's the issue, is that all of your bindings, pretty much all the things you are doing to actually succeed at things, to push the enemy off to push the enemy effectively off. You're going to be having to do that with a smaller and smaller area. That's why you want to hit the center as fast as possible, because it's 2d6. And so if you're at like 876, you have a higher chance of rolling that on a 2d6. So, I mean, you have a statistically higher chance of rolling an 8, 7, or 6 on that die, on 2d6. However, you can also end up in a situation where like someone's at 2 and you're at 5. Same idea, but like the dead is like, the living is like very close to dying, and that's very bad, and you want to pull them back. But you're trying to hit equilibrium. You're trying to become equal with one another, because that's when you're allowed to do a resonance, which makes sense, and that's what you're allowed to do because that's the entire idea. You're trying to bind everyone together. Holy shit, that's how it works. That's how the game works. I was right all along. I'm a genius. I am the greatest. We need to do that. Actually, do I have this? No, I don't have this open, so I need to give you the full experience of learning how to DUWANG with Notepad. It's one of those things where you just kind of have to make a bunch of like little logic deductions of like, I'm pretty sure this is how this works. And I mean, I guess we can like, so if we're looking at this correctly, so you need, in this case, so in this case, the PCs must roll a 5 to 9 to succeed. A 5 to 9 to succeed. And 5 to 9 to succeed. Roll 3. So Lamau failure. No, we just do failure, which is since the result was 3, movement of the soul, the living moves from 5 to 3, 5s to 3, move from 5 to 3. By moving the PC with movement of the soul, you can convert a failure into a success. This is the important rule. Soul movement of the knotting selected before the judgment by soul movement. I sentence you to soul death, even if the resonance even if its resonance distance is shorter. There we go. If we do, it is successful. There we go. Alright, so we do this. We do this. This is not as complicated as I thought it was going to be, honestly. I mean, it's a little bit wonky, but not like really bad. I think the most complicated aspect of this is just like I can already tell you this. There's a lot of exception cases, I feel, like just how like things are kind of working, and so it's like you gotta explain all of them. Because I'm like 95% sure that's correct. I'm like 99% sure I'm correct. Like, wow, you're like one of the best watching. It's also midnight on a fucking it's midnight on a Friday. Like, it's like, yeah, fuck it. Yeah, fuck it. Let's take a look, everybody. Hi, Twitch. I don't think I'm actually like legally allowed to do that. Oh, well, there's all my viewers, everybody. It's Nyanners streaming. Hi, Nyanners. It's the pink cat, everybody. Everybody say hello to the pink cat. We all love the pink cat. We want to do tabletop. The unfortunate goblin-like individuals known as tabletop games. Yeah, tabletop doesn't even really show up. I mean, do I go to creative? Crit Roll is streaming right now. Don't they have their own special dedicated? I think they have their own special thing, just because of how much more important they are than the rest of us fucking losers. Here I am. Oh god, okay, we don't need you. Why is it called a goblet? Let's see. God, this is some fucking streamception. I want to go to tabletop RPGs. Alright. Alien the RPG. First time running Castles and Crusades based. Custom TTRPG with Pelonia gameplay. Magi Knights. Magi Knights, everybody. Wings of Redemption finally got banned. Based. Oh, there I am. The hero we need. That's a... Yeah, there's a few other ones in here. Not many though. Not many at all. I don't know why people are streaming this late. 5e. I wonder how many of these are actually live, like people actually streaming this late at night versus not. Because the most viewed one currently is this one. First time running Castles and Crusades. This is the most viewed one currently. Huh. And then we have my goblin-like ass down here. Many such cases. I have to pick up the mantle and play COD. No, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back to playing COD. I'm not 12 anymore. Okay, so we've learned how to do this. That means we have to go back here. Oh, fuck, I lost where I was. I made a boo-boo. So wait a second. Let's check here. Okay, this has to be here. This is the search rule. So this has to be this is the next section. This has to be, yeah, this is the next section we're dealing with. All right, this is the search rules. So we need to do, okay, what's this section then? Oh Lord. Oh Lord Almighty. Oh Lord. Okay, let's combat rules. Yes, mind you, that was not the combat section. I want you all to remember that. That wasn't the combat section. That was explaining the combat section. That was literally just a basic understanding of how the chart works. That's all this entire section was how it all fucking works. I've spent the last like hour staring at this document to barely learn how the game works. Ah, I love it. I am in perpetual agony. Send help, please. Please. Actually, we know what this is. This is the exploration rules. Exploration rules. We use deep L for this. Actually, no, we use the Yandex for this. Yandex. See, what I get to do after this is that I get to appeal to... there we go. Hidden incident rules describe how PC conducts research and exploration are called exploration rules. Wow. Oh, fucking amazing. Okay, there we go. Yeah, go to bed. Like, go to bed, Europeans. I need to be going to bed earlier, too. I have a terrible sleeping schedule. Now, let's see. Okay, here's the plan for right now. I am going to try to finish the exploration rules. That's the goal right now. I want to get done with the exploration rules, because then we have combat rules. Whatever the fuck this is. This section is going to be long. This section is going to be... Oh, these are just reference tables. Yeah, these are just fucking reference tables. All right, pog. Cool, I don't need to worry about that. I like, after the search phase, just the combat and this. But after that, we still have, like, these two sections to do. I believe that's, like, NPC stuff. This has to be the GM section. So if I'm correct, we don't actually have that much of the game left to actually, like... do. Make me translate the whole thing all at once, aren't you? Yep. Nipa. I'm sorry, everyone, but I'm secretly a Higurashi reference. Information item. Information item. Nani? Nani? Is a data item that describes contents of the case and clues that need to investigate into the scenario. The information items are composed of clues. Built throughout the exploration, reveal truths one by one. The PCs can find out the truth of the case and the identity of the chain messenger. Information items are listed in the scenario as the following. Information item 1. Clue. Truth. Information item. Maybe disclose a new information title. So, if I'm... Oh god, this is like fucking, oh my god, what was that? Oh my god, what was that game? I actually liked it. Oh, what am I thinking of? What is that game? Magia Record. That was it. Magilogia. It reminds me a little bit of Magilogia, because I think the idea behind the information items, it's not necessarily an item. I don't think it's an item. I don't think this is like a smartphone or a book. I think this is like, you know, Mr. Miyugi or whatever. You know, Mr. Miyugi runs a weird shop and nobody knows where he is. The clue is he runs a shop in the middle of the night that nobody knows where he is. The truth is he is secretly communicating with the dead. Or, hey, the truth is he's running an underground seance shop. Like, that's his thing. It's more, yeah, it's more like an information source, but it could be an item as well. Like, that's what I'm thinking, like, an item, it may be an item, it may not be. Because it's like, you have the, yeah, new information item 2, title to disclose. So this may be like a literal item, or it may not be a literal item. It might be, they might be referring to the item more along the lines of, like a handout, like, here, you've learned that this is the next thing. Or you understand that this is the next concept. Here is the scenario thing that I have prepared. Please take this. You know this now. As it's a literal, like, tool in your hand kind of thing. Because this is a very certain exploration part progress. Oh, Jesus. Exploration part. Actually, no, what am I doing? No. Yandex does this better. What's progress of progress? Yandex. This is still a very Japanese, like, very, like, scenario based game. Like, we're not that creative yet. We have not progressed beyond that. This is also not a list, guys. Hayato, my brother in Christ, this is not a list. This is 2 phases, and the first one's probably going to be reveal information. I'm making a wild bet here, everybody. Wild bet. The first phase is going to be reveal information or something, or find information item. And if it is, I am going to make fun of Hayato. I'm going to make fun of him. It's going to be merciless. Transmission of initial information items. Thank you very much. Mwah. Mwah. There we go. Yeah, like this. This is not a phase. This is just what you're supposed to do. Unless there's like some like introductory part is over, the exploration part begins. The GM first to close the information items. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm assuming it's like information source, piece of information. I'm assuming that's kind of the wording of it. But I'm like, yes, part 1, part 2, do stuff. This is the fucking how to draw an owl. This is how it is. How to draw an owl. Step 1, draw a circle. Step 2, draw the owl. Like, exploration scene. Oh my, no. Exploration scene. We're probably going to reference both. Let's see. Scene which explore and gather information called the exploration scene. Let's first specify information items to be explored. To consult with each other to decide which information items to explore. At this point, it's not possible to specify information item which truth has already been revealed. So you have the initial pieces of information, then you explore the initial piece of information. One of the 2 souls will actually, after adding the information items to one of the 2 investigated crafting technique. The exploration art is an art of the thread used by twin souls to investigate a case. Can use in battle used to uncover truth of the case and discover the identity and whereabouts of the mastermind. Because they talked about those earlier, and it's things like the ghost can go through like walls and shit. That's like one of the big things, that like they can go through walls. Please click here. Determining the threads have been tied. probing and tying with can move 1 square as a wait. Developer of soul movement fails the threading decision. The penalty is either the living moves down 1 square or the dead moves up 1 square. Wait a fuck. You're using the thing. You're using the map for everything. You're using the map for everything. You use the map for everything. What cursed reality have we entered? What the fuck? Oh, God, okay, you know what? This is fine. This is fine. Everyone, this is fine. We're all gonna make it, everybody. Like, is this literally what it is? Because who uses the probing and tying can use 1 square bonus as a success. I wonder if that's the case. Like, it's... like, you literally have to use, like, the... You know what? When in doubt, desperate times do call for desperate measures. We're gonna go to Twitter, everyone. This is serious. We have to go to Twitter. Hayato, you beautiful bastard. Hello, how are you? Just the person I needed. Just the man I needed. He's... What you doing, Hayato? Join us here tonight. They're talking games, everybody. Resonant PL's own play. Kizinite RPG. Yes, half session, half chat atmosphere. So, someone will... The main lead developer is playing his fucking game, but it's not it. It's called the Emo Kiori TRPG? What the fuck is that? Wait, what? This is Kizinite, right? No, this is not Kizinite. There's another one? First Exorcism. There's another one. What? No, there's not another one. There's not another one. There's another game. Are you it? Oh my god. He's okay. So shine on, Hayato. Shine on, you beautiful bastard. So wait, are you the lead developer of this one? Oh my god, you're the lead developer of this one. Okay, so because he wrote Princess Wing. That's why he's been that's what he's been talking about for a while. This guy wrote Princess Wing. That's his big game that he actually did. Tell me more. Tell me more about this map. Tell me more. Because what I'm looking for is very specifically of like what the fuck are you? Of course. Story of Vampire Tomb is spun by different world of Ilrose based on Bloodpath. Awesome. Okay, here we are. This is Kizinite. Like what I'm trying to find here is that someone uploaded an actual play of Kizinite. Yeah, someone actually uploaded an actual play of them playing it. And I want to literally double check to make sure that this is correct. I mean, I guess I can check the Discord. Get a boot, get a boot, get a boot, huh, get a boot, get a boot, get a boot, huh. Oh Jesus. Hey Otto, what the fuck are you on about? I'm actually in the Kizinite Discord. Fun fact, I'm actually in their Discord. Kizinite Nights. Wow. I have no idea what any of it says. I'm like 97% sure I know. Like what I think like a third of it says. Okay, no, that's the introduction channel. What's... Are you the actual play channel? No, this is the announcement channel. So this means... Is there an actual play? There has to be an actual play. That's insane if there wouldn't be. I'm going insane. I am literally going insane. Send help. Okay, no. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. He's living your dream. Yes. I need to devour Hayato's soul. Type moon inside each other. Yeah, it is early afternoon. So yeah, I'm trying to find, because like he uploaded a video, like someone was playing. Like someone was playing a game and was like, hey. We're like, we played Kizinite. It was super fun. And he's like, cool. Did you upload a video of it? He's like, yeah. Cool. Guess we're not doing that. Guess we're not. Cool. Then we do this section. This is the last section. I'm not like 100% sure. I am not 100% sure I got this section right. This feels like a section I've missed. I feel like I've missed something with this. Creating free scenes. Oh, Hayato-san, do not tell me you're doing this. Hayato-san, no, get down. There's also possible create scenes of scenes for direction that do not involve exploration. They're called free scenes. Hayato-san, no. You're the chosen one. Scenes for production that do not perform exploration. For example, immediately start exploration phase. Possible produce a situation. Consult with Satama to investigate first. Yeah, we'll have to use DeepL translation. There we go. So, Mr. Hayato-san, so we've done this. Okay. So we're done with the exploration phase. And why I'm saying I want to leave combat for another day is because this is the combat phase. And this is not only fairly long, but it's going to be a lot of like technical stuff. But like there isn't actually that much left. If I'm like consulting this correctly, like what are you? World part. I don't really need to worry too much about like the world stuff. Game master part. Yeah, so I'm like not like super flummoxed about like I don't even know what the hell this is. What is this? Store part. Introduction of paid content. Thanks. Do you want to translate this? You want to translate the store? Contact us. Okay, yeah. So this is like contacting us, and what's this section? These have to be like credits, right? These are credit. Description based on the act of commercial transaction. Description based on the specified commercial transactions act. So found his email address. So let me guess. This is going to be his name, most likely. If I'm going to be a betting man, this is going to be his name. Business name Ryosuke Aso. Technically, we can dox the guy if I really wanted to. So yeah, if you want to fucking dox this dude, you can. I guess that's like just an act you have to follow in Japan. Okay, cool. We made good progress today, actually. Like we're like, I would say we're like mostly done with the actual, like, how do I want to word this? We're mostly done with the rules. Like, just to give you an idea, the rules begin on page 82 and we're down to page 111 and we're not done yet. Yeah, no, it's pretty much once it's done, like once this is fully translated, I do actually intend to like make a post in their Discord being like, hey, I don't speak Japanese, but I translated your game into English. Yeah, it's cool. Here it is. I just want to give you the heads up. Like, disavow for Twitch, no that. Oh, absolutely not. I'm gonna be direct with them, being like, yeah, I'm the only person, you know, talking about. I am the only person on American Twitter, probably English Twitter, who actually, or English in general, who probably knows this game exists. And I know people heard of Princess Wing. I know one of the JTRPG guys are actually trying to translate Princess Wing. I don't know what's been going on with that. Has the translation been going any better? No, they have not been. I'm assuming they're doing the Princess Wing translation. I don't know how far along it is or how good it is. It's just there. So. Oh no, the doxing thing. I think it's like obligated that you have to tell people it, so it's not really doxing necessarily. It's just. It's a public website. That's my big thing. It's a public website. You have to list that in kind of information. I'm not going to post it here. Yeah, this is his other big Princess Wing, which is like a mecha game or something. Apparently, it's literally a mech wing. It's a mecha magical girl RPG. Yep, that's a thing that exists. See, now what I need to do, here's the secret, what I need to do. I need to find this game. I wonder, is this it? No, this is Marshmallow. NGP, Analog Game Designer. Developing game production pattern nakedly. Oh my god. Oh my god, she's literally me. She's literally me, boys. Like, yeah, these are her TRPG, literally her TRPG sessions. And her playing Elden Ring, I guess. Or him, or her, I don't know. I can't trust the Japanese. Is this... Are sure you want to leave YouTube? Yes, I'm sure I want to leave YouTube. Oh no! Oh no! I'm entering... Oh no, sisters! What? Okay. Is this another web RPG? Do we have more DUWANG streams? Oh my god, it's time to DUWANG. Introduction. So this has to be, yeah, this is another RPG about learning to promise to enjoy the book. Actually, let's do this is introduction. Give me an idea of what this game is. I'm curious. What is fictional erosion? Fictional players, observers who can recognize fictional erosion in a modern world where fictional works of fiction based on movies have materialized. Wait, this is just recreators. Hell yeah. Oh. Fictional reality to accept. The observer aims to return to reality where something important is waiting for him or her to utilize the power of fiction. In the process, the observer who confronts the fiction may be dragged into a quagmire of anguish. I love that word. As a result, they may have no choice but to accept the fiction. Accepts the fiction will leave a mark on reality, and the observer himself or herself will be affected by the residue of the fiction. What is it that you accept, fiction or reality? The choice is left to you, the observer. All right, Pogging in the house. Wait, do we have any dice ladder I'm seeing? Again, I'm not translating. This is just pure game sets. Oh my god, there are cards involved in this game. There are cards in this game now? What the fuck am I looking at? VerTH. VertTube. So yeah, okay. I believe, yeah, this is just their game. I don't know what the fuck. It's like recreators. Maybe that's like the bad way of thinking about it, but like that's kind of like what I'm immediately getting. Looks like it's brand new too. July official account of Fictional Erosion. So this is a brand new game that like just came out. Based. All right, I'm in. Who's following you? Okay, you're, I believe, the head of it all. Well, I think she's the head of everything. Because that's her game. Yeah, okay, we're following her. I think it's her. I don't fucking know. Sex. All right. I mean, I'm in. All right. I think we found our next DUWANG translation. Yeah, I guess this has to be it. Just like, this is, I'm fascinated now. I've never heard of this. This came out, yeah, this came out like 2 weeks ago. The artwork sounds familiar, but like, everything's leading back to her. She only has 817 subscribers. God, she is literally me. It's her talking about her time. I mean, fictional. It looks like she's been playing this game for a while, or at least talking about it for a while. Because this is using the same artwork. Yeah, because look, this is using the exact same artwork. So this has to be the same, like... That's a dude. Yeah, it's a dude. Yeah, he is literally me. What the fuck? He's writing his games on stream. That's kind of neat. What other games do you have? Tell me more. I desire to learn more about you, Magic Man. Your autism fascinates me. What the fuck? Forms, Twitter, Tanaka, Usoma, Bravo. Yes, no, I didn't mean to do that. I know, I made a mistake. Go to site. Kyoko RPG? Is this the same? This has to be, okay, this is the same site. So we have this. We have this now. 61, yeah, I don't know if it, like, what that means. Is it like 61 sessions of him fucking around with his friends, or is it like 61 sessions of like, yeah, we've been grinding this thing for a while? Because looks like it's like card conversions. Like, is that a Monopoly board? Motherfucker brought out the Monopoly board for this. Like, is this... No, this has to be his game. This is what he is literally playing, his own game right here. Yeah, because there are the cards. Okay, so this is all the same thing. The fuck are you? Tell me more about you. Yes, I want to go to the site. Yes, YouTube. I want to find malicious spyware. Come on. There's more? We publish standing picture materials that can be used for free for games. We published... Don't mind me. This one... Don't mind me. Just gonna take that for myself. Thank you very much. We're not gonna go right in that. Men in Black Tokyo. He's playing something there. He's got his Elden Ring playthrough. Is that like a... This is just him talking about... Yeah, this is him just grinding. This is him interviewing people. So... Is this... Second round of fictional invasion RPG. Okay, so this has to be his game. That is the game. So what? Talk about TRPGs. Welcome to the Autism. I'd like to deliver several themes. Thank you very much, my brother. Yeah, that would be, just post your message on Marshmallow. Thank you very much for Marshmallow. Thank you very much. 10 out of 10. Gamers. Gamers rise up. Literally, gamers rise up, everybody. Avatar illustration, TRPG creates chats. The channels talk about don't find chat room. Do not say Mr. 00 is here. Please do not use the chat section in moderation. Someone violates, I will moderate a blue spanner. Please do not ask for sessions in the chat section. Do not talk in chat section. Okay, so that's fine. So, what else have you worked on? Ring Fit Adventures. Okay, so he's a streamer man. I know that much. He's a streamer man. He does the streaming games. And this is him playing fictional reality. Let me click here. Okay, there's gonna be cards out here. So, fictional erosion is his thing. Table game laboratory. He's been doing this for like a year. Yeah, this started all the way back a year ago. And this is him shitposting with his friend, writing up the initial ideas. The initial concepts. Come on, money, let me throw it. Aim for monetization. Where's the SAPSHA button? Where's the SAPSHA button? We're proud to present candidate for fictional erosion currently in the works. Okay, so this is just his channel to talk about stuff and fictional erosion. He's been working on this for a year now. It's for living your dream. Nah. He's got... Him, like the rest of us, he's got 817 subs. He's been grinding for about a year now. I'm like, yeah, I don't think either of us are doing too hot. But his game is in fact out. Feels like I'm missing something though. Like, I feel like I am missing something. Because this is VirthTH. There's a wiki for it. This is the wiki. I feel like I'm missing something with this. Is it? Halto. The fuck is Talto? Online repository for writing, reading, and finding RPG scenarios. I want to click right here. What's this? I don't speak Japanese, but one thing I do know. So, Imperial High School. Session outline. A fictional erosion RPG. Even if I lick my shoes, I will be the student body president. Men in Black Tokyo. So these are all of the things he's made for his particular game. Talto means we can do other things as well. Talto means that there has to be other RPGs. Featured movies. New submissions. What are you? Choice. Upcoming events. This is fictional erosion. Yeah, this is fictional erosion. Fictional erosional scenario contest. He's running a contest for his game. So if we go here, what's this? Cthulhu. Cthulhu scenario contest. Cthulhu. Tell me more about Cthulhu. Mission project for TRPG, Japanese edition of Cthulhu. What is Cthulhu? To know. Mikhail Bergen, Scandinavian Swedish art of Cthulhu mythology. So yeah, so this is a Scandinavian game they're doing stuff for. Fascination. Mythos. Featured game. So this is Cthulhu. This is featured. This is Cthulhu. Emlaclore. New Cthulhu mythos. Surite Uma no Ora. No Aura, no RPGs. We do all of that. That means Neighborhood Melkin Peekaboo. Shinobagami. Steam Adventure Airship TRPG. Gear Towers. Beast Binding Trinity. So this means this has to be, if I'm looking at this correctly, Emoclore. Emoclore. It's the Emoclore RPG. Tell me more. Emoclore. We saw this. Emoclore. We saw this earlier.
Hello everyone, Ether Song here, and today I'm going to be looking at Emoclore.
Oh dude, I don't like you. I do like the site though. Yeah, okay. So here's this, but do you have a translation? So wait, So this guy is going over the entire thing. Who the fuck are you? I mean, you sound like a soy jack. However, so this is what he does. Like, Aether Song. What do you do, Aether Song? Oh no, oh no. Making a farming. Oh, you're a weeb. Oh no, he's doing a let's play of Fatal Frame. Oh Jesus, you're a weeb. You're a weeb. So this is kind of like this is just a side hobby of his kind of thing. He just found something interesting and just decided to go over it. I mean, cool. I can respect it. Doesn't get many views though. It's kind of a bummer. I mean, dude's doing the work, and he's okay. So he's gone over this game though. Emoclore. This is another one. Emoclore. And let me guess, you can get the entire rulebook right here, and everything you need to play the game is in here. This is a web TRPG. Okay. Who wrote you? CC Folio? What the fuck is that? Oh no. We don't need CC Folio. Character sheet, calculator. Who did you? Emoclore. Oh, Emoclore. It's not that. It's that way. Anyone heard of this? Free to download. So, I mean, at least this one's got some news on it. Like, people have talked about this particular game. Like, has anybody... Like, people have talked about this game. All right. I mean, thanks to Google, here's the site Google translated. Years behind the modern mechanic. Fuck you. I like weird shit. I'm all right. Guess I'll add it to my little list over here. All right. This is escalated. You should just make a jank as fuck reverse DUWANG submission for this contest. Far down the rabbit hole we are now. Yeah, like YouTube. Yeah. He's grinding. I can respect it. He's grinding. He's on that grind. He's on that Sigma grind set. Neighborhood Milk and Peekaboo. Tell me more about Neighborhood Milk and Peekaboo. She got roll and roll books. You look really familiar. No, that's not it. That's definitely not. Okay, it's adventure planning service, so no, we don't need to look at this one too hard. Okay, let's go. RPG of Seratome no and Ora. Like, if I just put that into Google, MV role playing game, Somaratsu Ora Sakai, RPG meme song by Chill Beats. What the fuck are you? We're down the rabbit hole now. Sorry everyone. It's like 1 in the morning now, but I'm in too deep now. I gotta find out more. Virgin Road won't wake up. Number of players 2 to 3. That's gonna send. The fastest carrier in the Stardust Bridge is like a joke. Marrying in the tropics, isn't it? But that's the truth. It's just a request. Employer this time brought me a lot of trouble with some work. If you have your partner next to you, you can complete any job. Run through a wedding road. Drive a bridal car through a road full of smoke and gunpowder. You guys, the fastest and strongest carriers, you'll do this much. I know. Virgin Road won't wake me up. Freight. What? Surrogate wedding. Carry luggage is myself. Wear a wedding costume. Alright. I feel like I'm missing something here. Like, I mean, Deepel, you can help me out here. Satara Omata or no RPG. What are you? Is that it? Story. Oh, it's this one. It's this one. This is like the weird double life one. I saw this the other day. This is in adventure planning service. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, and I'm it's just like trying to hunt down through like all of these, being like, what is this? What is this? This is the emo chlor. Okay. Like we've clearly escalated. I guess Beastbind Trinity. Never heard of that one before. Guess what we're looking at? Steam Adventure Airship explores the gear tower. I know this. This one is a adventure planning service game. I know that much. I've seen it before. Kind of a cool looking game. If I had a PDF, I could probably DUWANG it. What are you? Beastbind Trinity. Beastbind Trinity. Okay. No. Oh God, I've made a mistake. Okay, that's fear. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. Oh good God. Oh Jesus. Can I even show this? I mean, tell me more. What the fuck? Holy shit. Damn. Zam. Zam, boys. Trinity of Demons, People in Bonds. Gothic romantic horror TRGP Beastbind, which spins the story of Half Demon, appeared in Bullet 3 version. Its name is also Beastbound Trinity. World Human Demon ushered in the time of transformation. The guardian of the earth was shattered, and the fragments of power feather sprinkle around the world. The battle of the demons begins now, and the feather that gives the power to transcendence to what you have in your hand. Zambinos, everybody. So, Beastbind Trinity. This looks bonkers. Alright, I'm down. That, I can't legally show that, but, you know, cool. Pog. Pog in the chat, everybody. Give me a pog, please. I'm desperate. Yamaro. Let's... okay, so this is all for a single game of Beastbind Trinity. Because that's the funny thing. You got to remember this. This isn't a RPG store. This is an RPG scenario store. Like, what the Steam. Okay, that's the Steam Adventures one. What are you? Okay, this is Shinobagami. Cool. We all like everybody likes Shinobagami. Okay. Like. Dark Knight Draco Rouge. Yeah, so this is Draco Rouge. Actually, that gets me thinking. Look how many games there are here. What are you? Last Requiem, Neo-Gothic RPG. Is just so this is 5th edition, right? This has to be so this is just Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. No, this is Shadowrun 5th edition. Of course, it's Shadowrun 5th edition. Where are you? City of Sin Shinjuku. So this is the top of the list. No. Okay, let's click on a random one. That's a cow. I see a cow there. There is a cow, everybody. Otherworld Yankee and Yog. Oh, that's the Yankee and Yog Sagath game. I've heard of that one before. Never will get translated. Fuso Martial Arts. Never heard of Fuso Martial Arts before, but alright. What are you? Team Action Steampunkers. Second chapter. What? Chaos Flare. What the fuck is Chaos Flare? I'm trying to find games that, like, I have like vague ideas about. Like I can clearly point to some of these and be like, okay, I know this one. Rhodes Battle. Rhodes Battle? What? The Battle of Rhodes RPG. Oh, Robotsu Senki. Robotsu Senki. Lotus. So this is just the record of the Lotus War. Lotus Tosenki, I guess. That would be this record of the Lotus War. That's Nova the Acceleration. God bless Nova, everybody. God bless it. What are you? Tell me more about you. Other. Wow, thanks. Looking at potluck party. What is this? What is this for? Simple Crafts. The RPG Shoujo Ten Rankai. Shoujo Ten Rankai. Published by Cinco. Shoujo Ten Rankai TRPG Dojonchi Mansion. Gotcha and the usual fan of takes place in an isolated environment, namely the mansion. Official store page. Simple booths. Simple Crafts. 160. Wait a second. Is this the... No, this isn't the one I was thinking of. I mean, let's think. 1600 JPY. So that's 1600 yen to USD. So this is 12 bucks. This is $12 for this particular game. Oh my god, everybody get your crying, sobbing face emojis out. Okay, so seems like this is back in 2019. Pixels among pixels, who are you? Oh god, you're having an emotional breakdown. Okay. A couple of these are just like weird games nobody talks about. So what are you for? Infinite Babel. Let's see. But you can do it with any problem, even solo. Playtime 2 to 3. Half texty modification free to use. Think of that as you modify the supplement. Girls, Boys, Expedition, Infinite Babel. Priest. Modification. Feel Shoujo Tenkai Bon Infinite Babel. So it's for that game? Why does it want me to make a new NPC? Potluck party. Okay, it looks like there was literally a game jam. Yeah, there was a game jam, so that's what it's called, the potluck party. Characteristics: food X madness X girl suffering from nausea. Oh. Well, don't get Shoujo no shoujo tenkai even infinite babe. Tell me more. Infinite Babel. Infinite Babel TTRPG. Japanese. So Japanese. Hardcore gaming. No, that's not it. That has to be it, though. Like that's the... What do I mean? I'm going down a rabbit hole, Solid. You don't understand. I need to find more. This is clearly escalated out of control. I need severe help. Because there was a game jam called the Potluck Party. And it's just people... Is this for the same Shoujo no Tenkai Kai? Yeah, it's published by Simple Works. So it looks like it's like for that same game. Hello, ladies. What are you for? Same game? Quest of the Vision Connect. Summer event. Red Sun. Get exclusive swimsuits as quest reward. This is a scenario to play very limited quest of the Vision Connect Summer Season event. What? Did someone make a... Oh, God. This is itch.io. What are you? There's a hashtag here. Vision Connect. What's Vision Connect? Vision Connect RPG. TTRPG. Japanese TTRPG. No, nothing. Apparently this is a game called Vision Connect. Booklets, opening phase. What is this game? What is going on? Share this scenario. You've done nothing else. He doesn't have Twitter, does he? He does not. Oh, I haven't taken a break at all. Do you think I am cringe? Because this is Talto. Talto is like the, I guess you could kind of subscribe this to be like in the itch.io. Solo, yeah, this is kind of like itch.io. Oh. Seems like can't escape solo journaling RPGs any way I look at it. You may be Japanese, but you still post cringe. Let's see. That's like 1 in the morning. I need to leave. I need to like do anything else. Meet up with GM was bullshit. Okay. You may change the name, but you may never change the man. But this is the featured section. We know that. Second one's other. What is this? UBSB Anima. Anima Animus. What? Anima Animus. Anima and Animus. This is what we're looking for right here. Anima Animus. That's a actually, no, this is just fucking Japan. Paperback is a little bit more expensive. Okay, it's published by Fear. Alright, cool. Looks like it's yeah, looks like it's an RPG. So that's one. RPG 2E. Tell me more. What are you? What are you? Aryan Rod. All right. Aryan Rod. Let's do something like this. What are you? Colossal Hunter. Colossal Hunter. Who made you? Kodadawa. Okay. Because it's one of those things, like, this is just a bunch of RPGs that I've never actually looked too deeply into Talto. I've always seen it, but never really gone too deep into it, simply because it's just like, I don't really know what I'm doing here. But this heroic fantasy table talk RPG produced by, it was released Interbrain. It is 4th installment of the Seven Fortress series. What is this? That's a overview. Tell me more. 4th installment of the series is a game that pushes the Messiah story of the Christ of the world and the heroes who stand up to it, and has been treated repeatedly in past series to service more than ever. For you. System. What's the system? Basic game system common to Seven Fortress series. What's the Seven Fortress series? Okay, now we have to play. Now we have to play the game of the what's the Seven Fortress series, because Keshi Kinuchi. You worked in Fear for a bit. Welcome to Japanese Wikipedia, everybody. Like, what's the end? Seven Fortress series. So this is the Seven Fortress series. Seven Fortress. Seven Fortress. Author to game released in 91. First version in Gamefield and Enterbrain. Jesus, Mother of God. Where can I buy it right now? Published Dragon Book. Miko series. Using game system. Actually replay series of Night Wizard. Gives to the voice actors. What's this? Other. Sword in the Sky. Fear replay that was once serialized on the official website, not completed. The release was suspended. These are the replays then. Okay, so since these are the replays. Related books. So this would be, where's the current release schedule? Fort Series replay. What's the current release? Seven Fortress Mobius. This is the newest one, 2008. 4th edition by Enterbrain. Dungeon exploration. So we need to do yeah, so it looks like it's just Seven Fortress Mobius. Yeah. Yeah, you can just buy this, I guess. It's just cross-world. Yeah, so you can buy it's like $60. Jesus. Seems like it. Okay. Yeah, now I'm just getting fascinated. See, I don't think people quite understand how how quickly I can get fascinated in subjects. I believe this is the Gear Tower one. Yes, that's the Airship Explorer one. What are you? Because I find something and I'm like, gun dog 0. I actually own gun dog. I believe I own gun dog. Parasite blood. Chocolate in my hands. Get all the chocolate in my hand. Reality show Kill Death Business. Amazon JP. Kill Death Business. Oh, that is a sexy cover. Roll and roll. Yeah, alright. Okay. Okay. I think I'm going to call it there for today. I got to go over all the shit that I was going over. I find this fascinating. I find this real fascinating, actually. So, I'm going to call it there. So, thank you all for watching. My name is Notepad Anon. Have a wonderful rest of your night. We went on a far deeper exploration than I actually thought I was going to, but I got fascinated because I saw things where I wanted to see them. So, Godspeed, good luck. I will catch you all on the flip side. See you today, I guess, because it's 1 in the morning, and I will talk to you about Zombie Dark 30 some more. Goodbye.